Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm so glad that you are here, and I'm so excited to share with you my 14-year-old's 9th grade homeschool picks for the 2023 to 2024 school year. Okay, so my attempt for his school year is to go minimal, basic, so that we can enrich his life outside of just book work and curriculum. But there are certain things that he needs to know. He is very smart. He'll definitely be going to college, probably and majoring in like a math or science degree. So I want to give him a firm foundation and prepare him for that, while at the same time being a balanced human being and enjoying life with his younger siblings who are ages 6, 4, and 1. I want us to just live life together and do a lot of things as a family. That's something I'm really passionate about. And I love about homeschooling that we can do things together. So I'm going to be sharing with you what we're doing. It's kind of like an eclectic mix of things. So anyway, let's just get into it. So first things first, I will share some of the online stuff he's doing. The great thing about homeschooling in the year 2023 is that there is the internet. There is so much information out there. You do not need to go to a classroom to get information. You just don't. A lot of people work from home these days. Like, it's just amazing. And so my child is going to get a rich, multifaceted education all from home, and I'm so excited about that. So first thing we are picking is math. I'll just do math first. It's one of his strongest subjects, so this was a very serious decision for me. If you watch my video on like brainstorming what I want to use, I mentioned a ton of different math curriculum, and at that point I thought we were going to use it all, but I'm very proud of myself that I narrowed it down to one. Just one curriculum. This is me trying to go towards minimalism. But anyway, so that curriculum is Shorman Math. He's going to be doing Algebra 1 with a half credit of geometry. One of the things that most drew me, or I was most drawn to this curriculum, was the fact that you get that half credit of geometry, because he would have taken Algebra 1 in 8th grade. That's what he was taking. But then when he got a bowel obstruction, which I have a whole video about if you want to know more about that, was in the hospital for a total of 2.5 months, had like major health issues for like 6 months. Obviously, you know, his schooling had to suffer somewhat. So when I brought him home from public school after being sick and everything, I kept him home, and he did teaching textbooks for 8th grade. I will link that video where I talk about like reviewing everything that he used for 8th grade, what I thought about it. I'll link that down below. But anyway, he did pre-algebra, and that was great. We liked it. I enjoy teaching textbooks, but I've heard that there are holes in it, and I just want him to really get a good education when it comes to math. So I've heard better things about Shorman Math, and then I liked that he won't be set back anymore. Because normally you would take Algebra 1 and then geometry, but since Shorman Math does Algebra 1 and a half credit of geometry, then you do, I think, Algebra 2 and the second half credit of geometry, then it's like he didn't miss a year, if that makes sense. So you can stay kind of like ahead, which I like for him and his math abilities. I also like, I was watching a video on Shorman Math that it's kind of based off the Saxon math, which is funny because I don't think I'm going to use Saxon math for my littles, for my younger kids. But I know people swear by it and love it, and I swear I watch so many homeschool videos where everyone's switching to Saxon math and using Nicole the math lady to like teach it, so it's kind of like online. And I think that's genius and great. However, I really like the Good and the Beautiful math for my little kids and Math You See, and just more like hands-on, less online type stuff for my little ones. But for my 9th grader, I think online is perfect. He can learn from someone who is very talented and has a degree at teaching math, all from home, which I love. So anyway, he based off his curriculum off of Saxon math, if I learned that correctly. And it has woven in some SAT, like ACT prep, which as a homeschooler, you want to do well on that, depending on the path you're going with college and everything. But I want him to get a good score on that. So I like that it has that. And his argument of doing the half credit of geometry is that math is not just algebra or just geometry or whatever. It's all woven together. And so when you learn it woven together at the same time, it kind of makes more sense. That made a lot of sense to me. So that is another reason that I picked it. Love it. I'm so excited, and I like that even though I'm pretty good at math, I enjoy math, and I can definitely help him if he needs help. As I took like up to Calculus 3 in college, but I like that I can send him off and like he can do a subject on his own while I work with other kids. So that's obviously another perk of doing an online class. So that is what he's doing for math. Another online class he's going to take is BJU Spanish. So he can get his so he can get his Spanish 1 credit. We've actually used it in the past. So we know it's good. It's kind of weird when you first start using BJU, like navigating the website, but then you get used to it. So we will use that for Spanish. And then for history, Bible, and literature, we are going to stick with Sonlight. Oh, this is a big one. And language arts. So history, Bible, literature, and language arts will all be in Sonlight. We are just keeping this, we used last year history of science level J. So we are just going to keep that for this year because obviously he didn't finish it because he started it like near the end of the year. So we're just going to keep working on it and finish it, keep doing the language arts and all of that. I feel like we didn't dive into the language arts as much as I would like last year, so I want to really dive into it. I might have him actually start over with the language arts, but I'm not going to have him reread the books. Like, this is his stack of books that he was like currently reading. So I'm not going to have him like reread the books. Obviously, he'll just pick back up where he was. And then there's a read aloud that I read to him, and we're like midway through one, so we will pick that one back up. And we will just do that. And then my plan is he'll most likely finish this early. I think we'll just do one of the units of Gather Round for like US history or something like that. But I'm not going to purchase that yet because we're not there. I don't know how long it's going to take him to finish this. But if we do finish early, that's my plan for that. Then science. So I did have a binder to show you guys, but I can't find it right now, which is kind of driving me crazy, but I'll find it. But we are going to be doing IPC, Integrated Physics and Chemistry. But we're going to start with the Gather Round chemistry unit, which is a very like gentle unit, and we're actually going to do it as a family. So he's going to do it with his younger brother, who's 6. He'll be doing the early reader portion, and then Carter will be doing the high school one. And I also got the like seat notes or whatever. It's like a little bit extra grammar and stuff. And so that will be kind of like extra language arts for him because Gather Round is supposed to be everything except for math. So it'll be extra language arts, and then it'll also be chemistry. And then as we're doing the Gather Round language arts, this will be my first time using that. And the Sonlight, if I feel like one is better than the other or he only needs one, then we'll just pick one, stop the other. But Gather Round is a unit study approach, so I just don't know how many units we're going to end up using, if we're going to like it, so we'll see. I have a feeling we're going to like it. I got the digital version, which I did print out the early reader one for my youngest because he needs like a physical copy, but I like the digital version. I did not, for this reason, because I did not print it off for my oldest. He has essential tremors, so I'm just going to have him pull it up on his computer and edit it, type it on his computer. His essential tremors means his hands shake, so it's less writing that he has to do, which really just slows him down. Like, his mental capacity is obviously much faster than like his hands can allow sometimes. His hands get tired and everything. So I just don't want him holding him back, especially with the technology we have these days with computers. He has a laptop and everything. So he does have a laptop, and he will be doing all his online classes on that, as well as using the Gather Round. I'll just have him bring his laptop down, and I plan to screencast the teacher's guide onto our TV from my phone. And so that will be, I'm not even going to print the teacher's guide. I'm just going to screencast it on the TV for the kids. Carter's going to type his stuff out on his computer, and then Henry will just have one of those little, you know, board things that you can write on, and we'll just sit at the couch and we'll do it all together. And I love that idea. I also got the experiments, and I need to print that off because I think I want the experiment book like printed off, and I need to start figuring out what supplies I need for that. But we are going to do the experiments for chemistry. So we're doing that, but then we are also going to do Navari, I'll put it on the screen, IPC, Integrated Physics and Chemistry, the advanced. So they have like 2 pathways for high school. I picked the advanced one because it's just if you're advanced in math, then science can have a lot of math in it. So if you're advanced in math, you go the advanced science route. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm really excited about this program. It's like a mastery program for science, which I love, 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 because I love Matthew C. for its mastery. That's a math program. Obviously, I love that, and my youngest is using Matthew C. as well as The Good and the Beautiful this year. So check out his first grade video. I'll have it linked down below for more info on that. I honestly considered getting Matthew C. Algebra for Carter, but I told myself, no, let's save money and time. He doesn't need it. He'll do great with Shorman math, I'm sure. But I do love Matthew C., and he has used it in the past when he was younger. So I love the mastery approach, and actually the Science Mama, I think that's her YouTube name, Science Mama here on YouTube, she has like a PhD in biology. She was a professor. She said that she wished her science students had this kind of science knowledge coming into college. So when she said that, I was like, sold. But I have not purchased it yet because we are doing this chemistry unit. I want to start off our year kind of slower so that we can get into routine with chores and doing our schoolwork and all of that. As a more seasoned homeschool mom now, I know that it takes time to get into routine. And even if they were in public school, they would spend an entire day like going over, you know, all of the routines and stuff that they're going to have, or weeks reviewing and going over that stuff. We're not going to spend that long, but I think we can allow ourselves some time to really set ourselves up for success. I've been trying to get really organized so that this year we can just go at it with a bang and be just super successful this year. I'm very excited. This will be the first year in a little while that all my kids are homeschooling, so I'm excited. But anyway, so I'm just going to wait. It actually has a science, like there's experiments that you can do with it as well. It's kind of pricey, so that's part of why I'm waiting. But it has like Hot Wheels tracks and things like that. So I think it's going to be really fun. My 6-year-old can join us in these experiments. So once we're done with that chemistry unit, we will go into the Navari, Integrated Physics and Chemistry, IPC. As far as electives, we are so blessed to live in this community of amazing homeschoolers with all of these opportunities. So all of my 3 older kids, my baby doesn't go yet, but they all go to this elective school on Fridays. It's like 3 hours. And it's kind of like a preschool for when they're young, but then as they get older, they get to pick certain like fun classes. Like Carter has done chess, Rubik's Cube, cursive, ping pong, speed stacks. What else did he do? PE. He loved PE because he's very active. Performing arts, all kinds of things there. So I'm very excited for my kids to do that. But Henry and Jack are still too young. They'll just be doing the preschool type stuff. Henry has 1 more year of preschool, then he'll be getting to pick his classes. But anyway, so Carter is going to be doing that, but he is too old to pick the classes. So Henry's too young to pick the classes. Carter is now too old to get to pick his classes. Now what they have for him for teenagers that are like 14 to 16 is life skills. So he's not like totally thrilled about that, but I think it's going to be really good for him because 1, he'll just get to be around some kids around his age and just have fun and socialize and everything. But 2, I mean, it can never hurt to teach a teenager life skills. Am I right? So very excited about that for him. And then he is also going to go to like a homeschoolers private school that we have available to us. It has like kind of a college schedule where you go twice a week, Monday to Wednesday, and you can take like your math and English and history and science. We did that 1 year, all 4 classes we took there. It was too much, and it felt like we weren't really homeschooling at that point. So I pulled back from this year, and his main courses are going to be at home, but he is doing an elective there, so he's doing health and fitness. So he'll be learning about health, and then it'll be kind of like a PE class, but he'll also be learning about health. Which I think is just a great skill, a great thing to learn. I am big on high schoolers learning about money, learning how to be healthy and take care of their bodies, learning life skills. That's going to be a big focus of mine for his high school years. So he's going to do that class, and then I wanted him to be able to go there for lunch. This class is after lunch. I wanted him to be able to go stay there for lunch so he could eat lunch with his friends. That's just like a fun thing, you know, why not do that? He's going to the school for something. So one of my friends had the brilliant idea. Her son is actually going to be in this class with him. They've never met before, so I'm excited for them to meet and hopefully get along, but is study hall. So he's going to do, there's a study hall right before lunch. Then he's going to stay there for lunch and then do his health and fitness class. And I think study hall is awesome too because he does have a lot of crazy younger siblings that are loud and wild and all that. So he can bring his laptop and just do some of his online work or whatever in like peace and quiet without the craziness of our household around him. And then he'll also have friends in study hall, so then he could also spend some time hanging out with them as well. And I really like that I feel like I've found my people in homeschool moms. And so I like that those moms, like their kids, is who he's going to be interacting with, other homeschooled kids. I just believe in homeschooled kids and homeschool families so much. They're just in line with our values and how we see the world. And so I'm just excited about that for sure. So that is like the core of his, what do I have in here? Oh, so that is the core of his curriculum, but here's his little bin, which will get more organized like as the year goes. Like he doesn't even have pencils or anything in here yet, but he will because it's just easy to grab. But I also already have this Analogies 1 book. This is an introductory work text, problem-solving strategies, exercises for analysis, and vocabulary study. This is something that he likes doing. He's just that kind of kid. He's very analytical and math-minded, and he thinks of this as like a game or something fun. Like he likes to do Sudoku, how do you say that? Sudoku, whatever. He likes doing those little puzzles. So he likes this, but like I said, a lot of his stuff, you know, we started way past the middle of the year last year, so he still has more of this to do. So we'll continue with this. And then he also still has more Wordly Wise to do. This is something that's very popular, so we're just going to stick with book 8, even though he's going into 9th grade. It doesn't really go by grades. So he will just continue Wordly Wise until he completes it. What else do we have in here? We have a word search. He likes word searches, so that's just for fun if we're all sitting at the table doing something. He needs something to do, like morning time. He has a word search. And then I also have the Good and the Beautiful typing one. So if I feel like he needs some practice typing, I might have him do this a little bit. And this is kind of sad. I don't know, this just brings back memories, but this was actually his physical therapy stuff from after being in the hospital and losing so much weight and being in a hospital bed for such a long period of time. He did some physical therapy, and, you know, he had these like bands, and they had like little exercises he could do. So we kept it in here so that he could just be reminded to do it each day. So I think it would be good for him to actually do this. Like, it's good for everyone. So I probably will have him do this as well. So that's it's not a lot, but it's a lot. Like, I feel like I just filmed my preschoolers video, and that was a lot and took me forever, and so this feels like less, but it's still a very, you know, hefty course load, and there's just less stuff I can show you guys, less manipulatives and everything because he's older. But I really want to spend time as a family and focus on togetherness, and not like separating him just because he is, you know, so much older and everything. I want us to all feel like we're doing things together as a family for homeschooling. So that will be a big focus of mine, like getting out in the outdoors. I've started like a little homeschool group. So we're going to get outside in the great outdoors, which Carter loves because he's very active. Oh, that was another elective. I knew I was missing an elective. So another elective he's doing is chess. He's doing chess club, which so is my first grader. They both did it last year. Carter in 8th grade, Henry in kindergarten. That's the youngest you can start is kindergarten for chess club. It's like a homeschooler's chess club. And it's like legit. It's once a week for an hour and a half. And I actually have to stay there. So I come with my little ones and they play in this play area, which is fun because I actually met some other homeschool moms that way that are like in our homeschool group I've created and stuff. So it's nice for that the little ones get to play together while the big kids do chess club. So that's something that we're going to continue this year that both of them really enjoyed. My oldest has been playing chess for many years. He actually won his first turn. He did one tournament last year and he won it. So that was exciting. His first, did he get first place or second place? I don't know. He got a trophy. Maybe it was second place. But anyway, so he did really well in his first tournament. And so I want him to do some more tournaments, and possibly Henry will do some tournaments as well for the first time. And you can actually letter in chess, so I think that might be fun if he wants to get like a letterman's jacket or whatever it's called at some point when he's like a junior or senior or whatever. So definitely continue with chess. It's like an extracurricular elective class. And then his sport is going to be golf. He's already been golfing obviously over the summer. He's continuing golf. He got back into it after all his surgeries and everything, and he does that a lot with my dad, which is a really big blessing to have my dad for that. And then one of my nephews has started golfing, so my nephew can drive. He's 16, so he'll pick Carter up and they'll go golf, which is crazy. So, but that's great. It always helps to have like a workout buddy or a sport buddy, you know, to go and want to practice more. So I love that. So he'll be doing golf tournaments. That's something he just did. His first tournament back recently. One second. And then he has another tournament coming up in September already lined up. So he has lessons and he practices and all of that. So we're very excited. That's like his extracurricular sport that he's going to be doing. And yeah, I think that's about it for his 9th grade year. I am so excited for him to be starting high school. It's crazy. Like, I'm happy for him, but I'm also like, it's just crazy that my baby, my oldest, is going into high school. Totally crazy, but I'm excited for the year. I think it's going to be a really fun year as a family. I think I'd be a lot more sad if he was going into like public high school or something, but since we're homeschooling and we're going to be together, we're going through this together, I think it's going to be really fun and I'm super excited about it. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. That definitely supports my channel and lets me know you enjoyed it. Henry, you don't have a shirt on. And then definitely subscribe if you're new, and check out my other curriculum videos down below. And I think I still have one more, maybe a family subjects video, although I feel like I talked about that a lot throughout these videos. So I'm not sure if I'll film that or not. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
This is the 6-year-old. This is the Henry, the 1st grader. The big boy. The big cough boy. We gotta go to a doctor's appointment after this.
Soon?
Yeah, we're gonna leave in like 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, if you don't subscribe too, then she's gonna delete her channel, so.
I have to delete my channel. Oh, you're so funny.